nights are getting shorter, lack of energy I'll conquer. In my soul, this is real. These nights are getting shorter. In my soul, this is real.
Here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Looting through the rubble, leaving cities war-torn, still incurring more scorn. Ragged and I'm forlorn, trying to unlock this. Open with my lockpicks, punching with my second hand every time the clock ticks.
All right, there you go.
Balance it. Just give me a moment here. And we have the picture loss again. God damn it. Probably gonna have to invest in a whole new camera here. Oh, hold. Okay, so that's the computer audio. Now let's switch back. Again, I apologize. We're going to have BS. We're going to have to use the computer audio until we figure out, or I basically probably use a new camera for all of this. Hi, everyone. I know this is such an odd angle because we're going to have an odd episode. Welcome to the Master of Unlocking. As you can see how bad my hair is, I need to take a sip here. So, oh, it's good stuff. So, who am I? And what is this? Welcome to the DCG 201 live stream. They refer to me as Sidepocket on the internet. I'm one of the two co-founders of DCG 201. We are God, my hair is bad. We are a computer hacker group hangout that meets the third Friday of every month. In fact, last Friday, this Friday, so on the 16th, we actually had our meeting, and it was a lot of fun, very educational, very hacker AF. And in addition to doing our meetings once a month on live stream because we have the plague going on, we do a lot of kind of special interests. And I can actually, let's see if I can actually move this and not have the cord go bonkers. Okay, cool. And you can kind of see a picture there. But yeah, we do special interest shows, and this is one of my two shows. It's called The Master of Unlocking. I'm not I'm good. I can pick locks open stuff, but I'm not a master like the way the open organizational lockpickers say so. As you can tell from the opening, I'm just a big, huge Resident Evil fan, and I like doing this stuff. And hi, Delsa Delmona. Delsa Delmona, I hope I pronounced that right again, because we literally just got home to set this up. But on this show, I teach about locks-related subjects, how locks work, how they're constructed, what sort of weaknesses and exploits they are, and how you can use tools to manipulate those exploits, otherwise known as lockpicking and bypassing, in order to get open locks without using keys and such. If you are interested in the stuff that you see tonight, you can hit that bell, click like, share, and subscribe on Twitch, DLive, or YouTube. Also, hi everyone out there on Facebook. And condolences. Hi, everyone out there on PeerTube, and hi, everyone out there who is watching this through Tor. As you get to see the back of my crappy head, if you want to know more about what we do, and you can kind of see a hint of the master sheet here, here's our website. You can find that. It's also at the bottom of defcon201.org, and we're also on all sorts of things. We are on YouTube. Not YouTube. Well, we are, but we're on. And hi, thank you, Live something that's going to be on the repeat. I'll get your name in a moment. But we are on Instagram. We're on GitHub. We are on Sohosex Mastodon, that social instance. I'm going to see because I have a delay up, so I'll be able to probably read your name properly because that happened way too fast. Come on, you can do it. Come on, lag delay. The lag delay. Well, either way, I'm going to post the link tree right in chat where you can see all of our social media. Hi, Liv Demadrus, I think it might be called. Sorry if I mispronounced your name wrong, but thank you for following us on Twitch. But there's the link tree that has all of our social media and all of our live streams to watch this. And lastly, if you are stuck on Facebook, and my condolences, you can chat with us. We do have a chat bot, but there's like a weird way around it because Facebook is being Facebook. So here's the link in order to see the chat bot stuff. So again, welcome to Master of Unlocking. This is the show where we deal with locks and lock sport and lock picking. We have a very unusual show today, thanks to DCG 201 member sirocyl, who will be shortly on this program. And I told him like 8:20, but it'll probably take a little bit longer than that because we had some technical issues. But yeah, so he notoriously buys a ton of devices and objects, and he recently bought one that piqued my interest, and he offered for me to have it on the show, and that's what we're going to look at here. Provided that, again, I'm probably going to short this cord out in a moment, but essentially, he bought a Toshiba 5200. It's a portable computer from back in the mid-'80s, and like many computers of its day, and yeah, you can spend like 10, 15 more minutes because we had a tech issue with the camera. That it comes with sort of and this is a topic I originally wanted to cover at a later date, but since we have the machine now, which are locks that were on computers back in the day. It used to be actually fairly common to encounter tubular, pin tumbler, and in this case, combination locks that, lock the keyboard down, prevent the device from being used, the hard drive being accessed, etc. And we're going to take a look at this combination lock, and, well, it might shock you. Plus, after we look at the combination lock, we're actually going to go in and DCG 201 sirocyl is going to kind of do, it's not technically an episode of Circuit Breakers because we're not going to be doing any modifications or whatever as far as I know, but he's going to kind of give you a history and the tour of what the Toshiba 5200 is. So before we get into this though, I do have to preface with a couple things. Well, one is that even though I am a TOOOL member, I'm actually part of the TOOOL New Jersey SIG chapter, the subchapter. This is not a TOOOL sponsored stream, and this is not a TOOOL endorsed stream. This is just all my own initiative. I teach locks both at TOOOL and the DCG 201 meetings among conventions and other stuff. So this is all on me. However, even though this is not a TOOOL meeting or presentation, they have two really awesome rules that we always use on this show before we continue on, even at this weird camera angle with my bad hair. One is do not pick locks that you rely on. If you see any techniques from this show, previous show, future shows, and you're like, oh man, I have all these lockpicking and lockpicking and bypassing skills. Like I have a lock on my front door, I have a lock on my gym locker, I have a safe. I'm gonna go try on that. Don't. Every time you pick or bypass a lock mechanic, you wear that lock down. It makes it more susceptible for the picking and bypass method. You will wear out the lock and it will eventually break. And you always run the risk when you lock pick of breaking your tools. And nothing would be worse if you broke your front door lock and the tools that you use to pick them. And then you have a lot of odd questions and answers to tell to your landlord, the police, and the locksmith that you inevitably call in. So if you rely on something, do not use that lock to practice lock picking. The second thing is do not pick locks that you don't own. If you see, I mean, you probably won't encounter a 5200 unless you go to like the Vintage Computer Festival, which, by the way, there is going to be a meeting on April 12th in the morning. I might post up that link later while Sirocyl's talking. 24, sorry. On April 24th, it's going to be in the stupid o'clock in the morning. I will post the link and the details for that when Sirocyl's going over it. If you want to check those folks out from Wall, New Jersey. But you probably won't encounter this unless you go to something like that. Plus, it's also the plague going on, so you're probably not going out to computer festivals. But regardless, if you see a combination lock in the technique I'm going to show you, or you see any of the locks you see on the program, you're like, I saw that lock on that Master of Unlocking show by Sidepocket. I have the tool here because he told me where to buy it. Don't do that. There's a lock on that place for a reason. Also, that's not your store. That place is owned by someone else. That's trespassing. It's a bunch of legal messes, and again, awkward stuff to police. So that's going to save your ass legally and ethically. That's going to save my ass legally and ethically. All of the tools and stuff that you see, the locks, tools, the equipment that you see on this program are literally just for educational purposes. They're to train me of how to pick locks better. They're to demonstrate to you how to pick locks better, and for people to practice lock picking on. We don't use them to secure anything that we actually find valuable. Everything is just here for learning how to pick locks. Okay, so again, do not pick locks you don't own, and don't pick locks that you rely on. All right, so now that we got those out of the way, I'm going to take another sip here, and we're going to move this is going to be such an experimental episode. If you think the AMSR thing is weird, wait till you see this mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch the cameras over, and you're going to go see what we have here on the Elmo, which originally I didn't think we were going to have to use the Elmo for. But we're going to anyhow. Now this is going to be fun because I'm now going to try to move the camera again. And it's probably going to go AWOL again. And if it does, just give me a minute or two to reset the mini camera here. Okay, we're going good, we're going good, we're going good. Everything looks good. And we lost it again. At least the audio still works. I'm probably going to, we have two of these cameras. I'm probably going to get another camera. Just give me one moment. I'm just going to reset the camera here. And again, if you like this content that you see tonight, make sure to hit that bell, click like, share, and subscribe on Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. And unfortunately, because of the ongoing camera issue, that's why we're using the slightly crappier. Let me check. Yeah, we're using the crappier microphone than the microphone we normally use. All right, so, oh boy, all right, so let's see if I can do this even further. Oh, and someone just followed us, but because I'm blind, I will wait until it goes on the repeat stream. Really? Really, we're gonna do this? Really? Okay, I think we're good here. And then I will shout you out. So I did see the follow. I just couldn't read it because I'm waiting for new glasses to come in, so I'm essentially blind. So here we go. But yes, this is, thank you, Smalgalicious. I like that. That sounds like a rap album. I love that. Thank you for following us on Twitch. But what you see here is the front of the this Toshiba portable computer. There's a lot of computer here. This is from the mid 1980s, and there's a lot to go over. But as sirocyl pointed out, he's one of our DCG 201 members, and this is where I kind of go off cam a bit. What's going to be the most interest is this right here. This is a 3-wheeled combination lock that is used to keep. Yeah, I know. He's going to have to wait. That will keep the machine that keeps the machine closed. As you can see, I'm trying to press in these snaps, and it is not opening for the life of me. So this is supposed to be a security measure where, obviously you can plug the machine in, but if you can't access the keyboard, you can't access the hard drive, you can't access the monitor, you won't be able to fiddle around with this. And now our co-founder is going to come in a bit, and we have another cord thing, so I don't know how you want to do this. I tell you, my show starts at 8, so.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I was going to run this long.
That's what she said. How do you want to do this?
That's a good question.
How about this? You have a backpack on?
No.
Okay. Let me grab your machines. This is what you get for living with a bunch of hackers. You're going to have to step over these 2 cables.
Put this back.
Yeah, it means I'm going to have to refocus. Just leave it. Just leave it. There you go. I told you this is going to be a weird episode, so this is what I get for living with crazy people. Here you go. Let's set up so we can see the Elmo again. I mean, that we can see the machine. Okay, well, this is strange. What just happened here? Oh, there we go. All right, you moved it in like the most dumbest way possible. Let's refocus. Focus again. It's also zoomed out. Oh, wait. A little bit. Sorry, we're just getting readjusted here. Should focus in a bit. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So, again, like I said, so to recap, this is what's known as a Toshiba 5200. I hate keep delaying your sirocyl, it's just everything's happening. So, there's a combination, 3-wheel combination lock on the front of this. And as you can see here, as I push the 2 claspers in, I can't open the top of this. This is basically like a ye big old laptop. So, can you fully close the door? So, the thing is that, like, because we can't access the keyboard, we can't access the monitor, and technically the hard drive and stuff, unless we know, like, specific screws or whatever, there's, like, theoretically no way in hell we can open this computer, and I'm pretty sure this machine might be old enough that it might not be password protected, and so, like a lot of desktops back in the days, they had actual physical locks on these machines to keep everything in hide, and I just hide their extra smogalicious. I'm trying to keep up with chat here, but just every stupidity thing's going on. Because trust me, this lock portion is going to be really freaking quick. I actually have to pad this out. So, as we did an entire episode previously on combination locks, such as this infamous master lock, the 175, which this one's kind of unusual because I can't actually do the bypass method on this, which I will demonstrate in a moment. But you can still decode this lock. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to show the video that Deviant has on how the code wheels actually work. I will say if you, not right now, but afterwards, if you want to go to our YouTube or whatever, I can't remember what number the episode is, but just search for the one that says combination locks. And I actually have the video that shows how it works, even though I am going to tell you how it works, I just don't have the visuals. So what you would normally do is you would take a thin piece of metal such as this. This is Sparrow sells this. This is called the Ultra Decoder, but really it's just a combination lock decoder, they're often called, and it's just a thin piece of metal. This is why we need to replace the locks, not the keys for this. This is a thin piece of metal. You can literally use a soda or Coke can in order to code this. And in fact, because I'm so far away from the machine, I'm actually going to raise the microphone on this so that everyone can more properly hear me. Okay. So what you will do, normally, I'm not going to decode this, but it's sometimes depending on the lock, it's the left side of the wheel. Sometimes it's on the right side of the wheel. And actually, let me get a better lock for me to feel for here, to be honest. This is actually, even though this is a more modern lock, this is actually based off the 175. But the sides of the wheels, you can put this thin piece of metal through, and you can feel that it'll be either smooth or there'll be a groove on the side. And essentially, there's multiple techniques, but the super basic one is you put it on one number, you feel for one side of the wheel or both sides if you don't know which side, and then you move it up a number and you keep feeling until it basically dips into the lock. When it dips in, and it dips in wide, because sometimes there's false gates, meaning there's like little tinier gates here, that means that is the actual lineup for the wheel. And then also you know what side, so you progress to the next wheel, you feel that side, and it happens. Now there's different variant techniques here. Okay. Can we not do this during the... Thank you. So there's different techniques, as I show again. I did previous episode where sometimes you put it on the side, tilt it, and move it until you feel a dip or whatever. But what you're doing is you're using a thin piece of metal to feel the dips on the side. When the dips are lined up, you try pulling on the shackle. If it's not that, then you spin all the wheels once and you keep doing it because you have them all lined up. You just don't have them on the right number. And this is going to come into important with this machine because now, I might be proven wrong, who knows, but I did a couple of tests of this lock. You probably saw the picture of it when it was dismantled. And to use a modified quote from a late 90s video game called Conker's Bad Fur there on the Nintendo 64, I have seen a lot of combination locks in my day, and this is quite possibly the crappiest, crappiest combination lock I have ever seen. And we're going to literally test that on today's program. And this is where I'm going to step off camera because it's just easier for me to do the decoder for, and plus the camera's going to get wonky, so I apologize for the little camera. We're going to focus on the big screen, and let me show you why. And then we're going to bring in sirocyl. He's going to give us a tour of this Lappy. So this drives me nuts. So I believe it is on. Let me try to get it because this is also an odd angle too. I think it is on. Yeah, it should be on the left side. I think it's either the left side or the right side of the wheels. Let me actually make sure this number is clicked in place because it's also kind of a little old. So one thing also about this combination lock is that it's really hard to nearly impossible, or it's more difficult to spin the numbers upwards. It's really easy to spin the number downwards. I don't know if it's that because this is old or it's a hardware feature. And again, because you folks won't be able to feel what I'm feeling at home, I know, kinky, right? I'm going to describe this to you. So I believe it is the right side of the wheels. I noticed something here. And let's just start with this wheel. Okay, we have that on 5. Let's go down a number. Every time I feel on the right side of the wheel, it is smooth, right? Smooth. It's smooth. And it's smooth. Or is it? Oh, wait, what? Hold on. Let's make sure I feel the other side. Yeah, that side's smooth. But this side, you see that? You feel that thing? There's a dip in there. So I believe that is the correct number there because when I do it, there's that dip. It's caught on here. I can't move this. There's a dip in there. I can't move. Like, let's go to that number 3 again. And by the way, the Elmo has a low frame rate. See, I can easily slide this up and down, back and forth, right? I'll move my fingers away so you can kind of better see. Again, this is such an odd angle. See how I just can smoothly feel for that wheel? But let's flip back to that number 2. Let's try to feel for it again. Yeah, there's a dip in there where I can't move, okay? So that means we have one wheel lined up, right? Let's try this other one. Okay, so it's on 3. Let's do this. We're going to turn the wheels downwards, right? Completely smooth on that right side of the wheel. Let's flip it up to 2. So it's not 2 2s because this one is also smooth. It's not catching on anything. Now let's turn it over to 1. Also smooth, not catching on anything, right? Let's turn it on to 0. Oh, you might hear that or feel it. I feel it, but you might hear it if I had the mic over here, we would. There's a dip. It's caught. It's caught in the same exact way that the number 2 wheel is. So that's a wheel being lined up. Now let's go for this last one here, right? So this is 8. We're going to count down again. So it's the left side of the wheel. if I can fit this. Let's find it. Let's try the other side here. Yep, that one's smooth. Let's count down. That's 7 because I don't know the combination for this one. We're gonna find out. 7 because we're gonna try to probably re-scramble this and try this again, but I believe we're gonna have the same results. So 6 is smooth. Let's go to. We actually skipped one here. Let's go to 5. Okay, that side's smooth. Remember, it's the right side of the dials for this Toshiba 5200. This one's smooth, right? Flip it over to 2. To 3. That side's smooth. Let's flip it over to 2. Flip it that side smooth. And let's flip it over to this 1. Up. There it is. It's caught. Each wheel is caught in the exact same way. Because it's not the left side, it's the right side. Yep, it's caught. Yep, there it is. It's the exact same way in angle that the other 2 wheels. Now, here's what makes this really strange. We've now lined up these divots. Now, starting in the 80s or roughly the 90s, combination locks like the Master Lock 175, which is funny because I believe Master Lock 175 came out in the 70s. So I would say probably like the mid 70s, right? All the wheels are usually, most of the wheels, most of the time are offset on their number, meaning that when you decode it and you feel the indents, more times than not, you have not actually arrived at the number. You've just lined up all the wheels, which is good, but that means now it needs to be at the right angle for the actuator bar to disengage and open. So usually you have them lined up, but you can't do it. And that's why we recommend that if you pull the shackle, it's like a crapshoot. Usually if you pull the shackle and it doesn't open, what you need to do is just move all the wheels up or down one number and try it. And you have all the wheels lined up, so as long as they're all lined, you just keep moving all 3 in the same direction all at once, or all 4, or how many combinations, until the thing eventually opens, because you're trying to find which point where it's going to disengage that actuator so that the shackle can open or the machine can open or whatever. But watch this. So as I said, and this is why I think this is one of the crappiest combination locks ever. We know it's on the right side of the wheels. So again, when you feel on the left, there's a dip on the 2, there's a dip on the 0, and this is a dip on the 1 right here. It's a little bit hard to feel because it's old, but it's that. Now, it would not put me past sirocyl to literally have the combination, in this case that he scrambled, supposedly. I told him to scramble it, to be 201 after DC 201. Let's find out. We're going to push these in. And while I heard a screw go somewhere, it is now opened. We're going to spend 2 more minutes explaining why this is really crappy for a combination lock. And again, we might test this again later. So if you remember, as I said, the 175 is a combination lock from, yay, Decoding. We got it open from the 19 mid 70s, I would say, maybe a little bit earlier. And that's when they started using offset wheels. This machine came out in the 1980s, 85, 86, something like that. And yet, in my opinion, if I'm correct, this is using a dial system that more originated, a combination dial system from the 50s and 60s, where the actual, now remember, you can reset the combination on this. This is a resettable combo, right? But what I remember from the 60s, possibly late 50s combination locks, is that the divot was always actually on the number. So again, even a lot of the Master Lock 175s from the 70s, it's angled, usually does not match where the actual actuator engages. In this case, so what they did was, and this is my opinion, this computer, Cyrus probably going to explain this better, this machine was probably expensive as crap when it came out. And similar to firearms, because of how expensive this is, and probably because no one on the team knew about locks or cared to know about locks, they literally probably found either really cheap combination lock types or discontinued combination lock types, such as something that would have been discontinued in the 60s, because it would probably literally cost them pennies, maybe at worst a nickel, to put these things in these machines in order to save costs. which is why when LGR did his excellent video on locks on computers, he said that a lot of these, particularly with, like, for example, tubular locks, with the advent of the tubular impressioner among just basic lock picking, were more for peace of mind rather than for actual security. So in terms of even back in the day securing this, these feeling techniques were known for like nearly like basically ever, I would say probably maybe 10 years after combination locks were invented, we've had these thin metal pieces here that you can easily cut out of soda or beer cans in order to feel and decode locks. So the fact that they're using such, in my theory, a simple technique where the actual indent matches the number no matter how much you scramble it, and you're only dealing with 3 wheels, as the lockpicking lawyer would say, is inexcusable. And that way you can go in. In fact, real quick, I'm going to show you on some of these, if I can, and you're not saying on the Elmo, it's just going to be this tiny camera here. Actually, let me switch to the big camera, and that also allows us to transition on like this stuff here. So again, I'm not going to do this one because this one has a defect in it, making a big pain in the ass. But this is Master Lock XM something crazy. It's one of the crappiest padlocks, as said by Lock Noob, and also this is literally a clone of the 175. So even though I think these locks started to come out like 8 years ago, the block body inside is still the 175. And also, as I covered on the episode, there is, and unfortunately I lost the thin pick to pick this, but there is an actual 4-pin small tumbler lock on the side that you can pick or rake. But that's not what we're looking in right now. We're gonna try to do the decoding thing if I can. So there we go. So we're gonna put this on the wheel side. I'm gonna try to turn this. Again, I don't even remember the combo, and the problem is I clipped my nails earlier. Okay, I think I felt, let me try that again, because I believe I felt some movement there. Might have to use a different technique. But what I'm saying is, I'm now going to feel on the left side of the wheel. Yep, I felt it. I think I felt a dip. Let's try. That's what I mean. I'm using the same exact decoding techniques. There we go. So it's between 5 and 4, I think. I'm going to go on to 4. But not only, this is just like ridiculous that if I align this correctly, you will see that even though I have the actual the wheel indents correctly lined up, it's like it's not even going to matter, because like you have to actually put it in the correct position in order to line them up and open it. And unfortunately, I don't have I wasn't able to find in time the door key holding lock for this. But I just want to do this real quick just to see if I can get a result here for them all lined up. I actually probably should use the better technique that I learned from Deviant, where instead of just cross feeling for them, the actual technique is what you do is you push the wheel towards the decoder, and that way it's kind of like an indent in a table where it's easier to feel an indent if it's pushed up rather than pushed out. I also hope I'm feeling the correct side of the wheel here, because I did feel dips. So we're going to do this. And again, if you like the content that you see on this show, because we're going to get to the computer part in just literally a minute or two, you can hit that bell on YouTube and click like, share, subscribe on Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. And as you saw earlier, we often have, what do you call it? We often have like little pop-ups that happen when you follow, or if you send lemons on DLive or bits on Twitter, I think, and everything. So I have everything lined up, but the issue is that it won't open, and basically I'd have to spin these wheels again. I do it in the previous episode, and keep pulling until I actually line up and get it correctly. This is even more crazy because I don't even have to do this. I've probably done this a million times, but I can actually just use this to go to the, I believe it's the left side of the third wheel, and put the whole decoder in there, and then press down on the shackle, push up on the actuator, and let go, and open it as the bypass. It's even faster than using the key or the code if you actually know the code. But that's normally how you would do this, and they eventually upgraded to this type of master lock system, which I believe is known as an 875. But what's even more nuts about this is that you don't even need to use the feeler thing. In fact, it has false gates and other things to throw the feel off. Like I can feel it keeps getting stuck in there. Where basically all you have to do is pull on the shackle, and if I remember correctly, if it only wiggles a little bit, that means that that's a false gate. If it wiggles a lot, then that's the true gate, and it's one of those numbers, and you keep doing that until it opens. Honestly, very similar to this word decombination lock here, where you actually pull on the shackle and you wiggle it back and forth and feel for it. Again, I did that all on that episode. What's crazy about this, again, is that I did not even have to constantly reposition the wheels to get the actuator. As far as I'm aware from studying it, the indents are, like, even when you reset it and you scramble it to a completely different number set, the indents should actually match where it engages with the actuator. So literally, once you know, and there's no false gates or anything because the system's that old, not the computer per se, but the lock system is even older than the machine itself, which means that once you feel those dips, you have the combo, and it's only 3 wheels, so it'll open right up. So if you literally have, at worst, if you're really bad at it, 2 minutes. If you're really good at it, this should probably take you like 30 seconds to 50 seconds. You'd be able to get right into this thing, turn it on. If it's not password protected, you are go baby hacking in the mid 80s there. And thank you, Miss Sinner Tour. I hope I'm terrible at pronouncing Twitch names, so I apologize if I garble your name. I've lived in this country, the United States, all my life, and I don't even know the language here, the English language here. But thank you for following us on Twitch there. And that's really all there is to the lock here. Later on, if sirocyl feels up for it, we are going to check to see if you can, if it's true, because, and I won't guarantee this, but he might reset the combo. I'm not going to look at it or anything, and then I'll try to go for it again, but that depends on how he feels. So again, that's the lock portion. Do you want me to play like a bit of music thing as he gets it up, and then, or can you hop in? Okay. Okay, he's going to step live, so here comes sirocyl, and he's just going to do a breakdown of what this machine is. Again, I told you this is going to be a weird, odd episode. Do you want me to bring the Elmo up, or?
I can stand here.
Okay, just warning, this camera, like, the cable's all weird now, so, like, as soon as you move the camera, it will disconnect.
Oh,
yeah.
So, I'll tell you when to switch over to the Elmo.
Okay.
So, the Toshiba T5200 is a mobile computer made by Toshiba in, I want to say, 1988, 89.
By the way, who are you?
I'm sirocyl. I figured you introduced me by now. I'm the other resident DCG 201 person, and I've been pretty much overhearing what's been going on here. The Toshiba T5200 mobile computer is a 3.6 class machine with 14 megabytes of memory equipped. It normally came with between 4 and 8, depending on configuration. This one has obviously been upgraded in the past. This is the T5200/100 model, which means that it comes with a 100 megabyte hard drive. Now, this machine... so this, and the camera just...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just keep going. I'm going to switch to the Elmo anyhow.
So the T5200-100 is a rather neat machine with 100 megabytes of hard drive space provided by an IDE-style internal drive, 2 full-size 16-bit and 8-bit ISA slots, as well as a Toshiba proprietary interface adapter, and notably a lock on the front, a combination lock, which we went over in the past couple of minutes, so rather interesting stuff. These are the lugs which interface with the lock. They're hidden under this cap here. And what I'm going to do is actually open the bottom of the computer to get to the lock mechanism. So, without further ado, this computer weighs 35 pounds.
I've disabled the other camera so you can just do whatever.
Yep.
Portable in the 80s.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to make a hack job of it. All I need to do is get these bottom screws off.
Hack job. during a DEF CON group thing.
Yeah. You haven't actually seen my.
Yeah, fix it. It should be on the couch.
Should be. Isn't.
Isn't? Shit.
Oh.
Is it? Oh no, this is quartz. That looks so much like a goddamn case.
Okay. Never mind. I got a driver.
So just to remind the audience, for anyone who hasn't seen circuit breakers, whatever, how did you get this thing?
Right. So this computer was a find on an online auction site, and it was relatively cheap for what it was. I had it working at first, and then the power supply gave up the ghost. This driver isn't working actually. So it was basically, I expected it to be dead when it arrived. I was pleasantly surprised to see it working, but then it stopped working.
So if you want, I can actually go to a quick music break while you go look for this.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up the camera again, because now I have it just permanently planted over here. I'm going to test out the other camera to see if it's less wonky. Let's see. Or the camera. There we go. So yeah, we're going to take Sirocyl's going to go and get more proper tools to take this machine apart. So so we'll take a quick break, and we're going to look at inside the machine, and who knows, he might try to test my decoding skills again. But stay tuned. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to play some awesome chill music, and then we will be right back. So enjoy the tunes. And again, if you like what you see, hit that bell, like, share, and subscribe on Twitch, D Live, and YouTube, and we will be back very soon for Master of Unlocking. So just give us a couple of minutes and enjoy the funky soundtrack. Second. And we are back here. We got the not sponsored by Arizona. I think this one's yours. Yeah, because this one's mine down here. We have we have the proper tools from the awesome folks at iFixit, which by the way we're doing right now a right to repair petition. I will actually post that in chat in a bit, as well as some of the schematics and stuff for this Toshiba. And we're going to continue on taking the thing apart. And let me know where you want the iFixit or anything, and I can move it. Yep.
So right. iFixit makes awesome driver kits, and this has 64 bits, and it just happens to have the Phillips bit that I need to get this computer.
I think I also found a PDF of the manual online.
Yeah, and Commander had one ready for me too, so it's not hard to get in once you have the right tools.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said. How many screws are in the thing in total?
56.
Ooh.
Just the bottom is like 8, so 3.
Thank you. I just saw. I'm going to thank someone for following us, but I have to wait for the reverb because unfortunately I didn't see it in time because I was getting URLs. So I'll read your name in a moment. I almost accidentally wrote right to repaid.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel that way too. But yeah, on the reverb here. Thank you, 2Defective. That's a cool name, 2Defective. That's like one of those, like, I think we met you at Cyberdelia or something in the movie Hackers. But thank you for following us on Twitch. And I'm actually going to turn off the minicam here so that you can focus on the Elmo. And again, the Elmo has a slow frame rate, but it's really good in terms of zoom and stuff. So this is, if you're a little motion sickness, we apologize. And like I said before, iFixit and a bunch of groups are also looking for a right to repair. So if you want to continue to see us do this type of stuff on screen, here's a petition you can sign completely for free to combat all of that garbage. And again, if you like the stuff that you see here as sirocyl is, I think, near finished screwing the thing over, literally. You can hit that bell and on YouTube and follow us on Twitch D Live. Follow us, like, share, and subscribe on Twitch D Live and YouTube. Yeah, as you saw earlier, we get notifications from them, especially if you're on D Live, because we are literally 5 D Live followers away from getting 100 followers, in which in that case we get an upgrade for free by D Live, and we can do a lot more with the D Live account. A lot of fun stuff for you and us. So yeah, that's kind of the spiel, and I think sirocyl is now ready to computer spread.
Yep. So the lock is actually attached underneath the keyboard. Mm-hmm. So in order to get to the lock, you need to remove the keyboard, which should just come up since I have all the bottom screws open. Did I get that screwed up? There it goes.
We also literally have a mystery bag of parts too.
Yeah, I know. So, with the keyboard out, you can probably see inside here. Here we have a. That. There we go.
And I'll zoom.
Zoom and focus.
Wrong way. I keep forgetting this one. You might want to tilt it down a little further.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Cool. So inside we have obviously a 386, what I believe is that's a 385-20. I believe that's the South Bridge or the bus controller. Bunch of memory on this side. None of that really concerns us because this is Master of Unlocking. So we're going to go straight to the lock, and it's just one screw. And keep in mind, with this screwed down and all the screws removed from the bottom, you still can't open this because this is latched down onto the screw. So I will actually demonstrate that by putting the screw I just took out back in. Okay, so this is solidly in there. Closing it without the keyboard on it. Assuming, well, maybe it's fail-safe in that regard. Who knows? Let me get to the front here. Okay, so it's closed down. I'm gonna change the combination.
I'm not looking.
Oh no. You can look. It's not. I'm not scrambling it yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, with it locked, it will not open, even with the keyboard removed, even with all the screws out of the bottom of the computer. That still keeps you in. So as far as repair goes, if you need to get into one of these, knowing how to open this lock is crucial. And thankfully, we have a Sidepocket to demonstrate. So
Also, without the keyboard, what I'd imagine is you would be dealing with the hardware like the same way you would have to do with ship modeling.
yeah, probably. So with the correct combination, it just unlatches and opens right up.
The latch system, I believe, if you can see from the grooves on the top here, are a pinch system. So there's two claspers on the top here, and they pinch the actual lock closed. So when you push these indents in, it widens it out if it can, because with the way these hook shapes are, they will hook in, which way if you don't have the right combo, it won't actually pull out those two latches.
So I'm going to remove the lock here. One screw holds it in. And then out it comes. The entire lock mechanism is in this package. I'll just shut this for brevity. So here you can see this is the lock. And yeah, focus.
Perfect. I can see what you ate on your fingers.
Yep. Oh Lord. So yeah. Oh, that is a broken clip. Oops. I'll just ignore that. So the front actually comes off. Not supposed to, but here we are. And if I can get this closer, here we go. That's the inside of the locking mechanism.
And most combination locks look like this on the inside. Now, here's something I'm going to stand up. Just hold it there. I'm going to look at myself. Yep, those are, I don't know if you can see them on here. I'll actually hold it here.
Here you go.
But let's try to see if we can super focus. More time. Put it a little bit back. There we go. Awesome. Remember I said it's on the right side of the wheel? You can actually see in there the little grooves where it lines up with the numbers 201 in this case. And if my theory is correct, if sirocyl scrambles these numbers again, those grooves will not move, but the wheels will actually change, which means they follow the actual number, which most modern combination locks, except very rarely, which is why we say just try to pull it. They normally fit the actuator's face in the opposite direction in order for the latch to be closed. That adds basically, because a lot of locks is delaying stuff, so that adds more time for the actual decoder, picker, thief, whatever you want to call it, in order to do it, because now they have to rotate all the wheels and constantly pull, which is it usually if there's like 10 numbers with 0 being a number, you basically have 9 more combination rounds to do, which would add at least, I would put, let's see, 10, like 20 more seconds, which could still be invaluable in a lock situation. So I'm going to give this back to sirocyl.
So I'm going to tip this up and point this down at the desk.
Okay. If you're going to re-scramble it, what I'll do is I'll focus, and I'm going to go and I'm going to look at Jack's door over here.
Okay.
I literally did. This is not even a magic trick. That's why I wish I had the other camera, because what you don't see is I'm literally not looking at the thing.
Yeah, he's all the way over there.
Like, this is not an optical illusion. I might recreate this later, like maybe next month, so you can see that I'm not doing the thing.
So anyway, face goes back on, and to set the combination, you look for this pawl right here.
Actually,
press it
I just had an idea. If you give me 1 second, you haven't changed anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. I'm actually going to set the camera one last time just to make sure that you folks know. I feel like I'm like David Copperfield here, and we should have like half-naked women and a fan going on. Well, we do have a fan going on. We just don't have the half-naked women or dudes. I'm going to attempt to stand the camera up, and we'll turn the cam back on. And again, it might be all stupid and everything, so just give us a moment.
Okay.
So again, technical difficulties. I probably really have to switch this with the other camera. Okay, so that works. I'm going to turn the video cam back on the corner, and you're going to see I'm literally facing the wall. This is nowhere near where he is, so you can go.
Okay. So to set the lock, you move this pawl over and up into the set position, and change the digits. I'm going to set them to something completely random.
Because I might be wrong with the divot thing, but we're going to find out.
Okay. And, okay. You can see what the combination is over here. He cannot. The combination is all obviously 666. So, with that said, just click this over and it will lock in. And now it is locked with the set combination. Now, if I were to change the combination, if you look inside the lock latch here, if you change any of the numbers, a bar strikes over, and that is what retains the clip on the top of the computer. That keeps you from being able to open it. So, now that it's set, I'm going to scramble the lock one more time. Okay.
I don't even think you have to put the keyboard back in, you just lock it back up. Yep.
It's now completely scrambled. Now I'm going to put the lock back in the computer.
I feel like I'm back in Catholic school being punished for putting ASCII porn on all the computers or something.
Oh, Lord. Literally.
I just need the dunce cap.
So,
learned it all my life.
That goes in, and the screw goes down.
I can take a nap right here.
Okay, that's in.
We're basically almost done with the episode. This is going to be a short episode.
Yep.
This is so
put
cool.
the keyboard in for...
But I don't know if anyone can hear me, but I really want to thank Sirocyl for buying this thing. This is going to cause us entertainment and headaches from years to come.
Okay. That is locked. Scramble it one more time. And it is not opening. Okay. Now it's your turn.
All right. We're going to test to see if the wheel thing is correct. And again, this is at a weird angle, so it should be the left side of the wheel. That's not it. Now I know the last wheel, because I'm going to go left to right, that last right wheel is going to be a little tricky. Nope. This is going to take a couple minutes. I'm kind of going super slow on purpose here. Felt that one, nope. It's also weird because, like, my fingernail and everything.
I'm just going to move the camera while you're working.
Nope. Okay. I'm going to just resume. And focus.
Good.
Perfect. Okay. Nope. You'll catch on something, but let me go past the number. Oh. Caught there, so I believe that should be, we either have it lined up or that's the first number. I'm not going to confirm, we're going to actually try by test opening this. Oh, that one flipped for no reason. And I actually think we accidentally found the second number, but I'm still going to go through the wheel again. Because my theory is I know how to feel for the dips where it's going to line up with the actuator. My thing that I'm trying to figure out here is, I believe this is so old, this type of combination lock, that it actually cannot, for the life of it, all of them are lined up to the actual numbers. So while the wheels change, the divot doesn't change, as opposed to modern ones where when you reprogram it, usually, not all the time, but usually, also my nails on this finger are also really long. Huh. That was strange. I can't seem to flick this wheel. Oh yeah, I forgot. What am I doing? I have to flick them downwards. It's easier to flick them downwards than it is upwards. So we're actually going to go back, because I believe I've done it all the way to 5. So we did find the first wheel, because let me double check again. Yeah, I got caught here. So, you feel. I'm going to go 6. And I believe I'm going to try the number above it, and if it's smooth, I think that's the actual number. Let's try 8. So no, I believe 6 is that middle wheel. Now here's going to be the difficult part because I'm going to recheck the wheels. We're going to do that last wheel on the right, and that's going to be the hardest one to feel for, simply because of the way that wheel is constructed. That's smooth. And you're not hearing the big bad wolf. That's just our co-founder coming back from outside after fighting like random people in Streets of Rage 5.
Unlockable characters, DLC.
Yeah. All the new drones and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to try one number down, but I think I may have gotten the combo. If not, we're going to have to do the old technique where you move all the wheels until it's lined up. What do you...
Okay.
And open.
Nice.
So yeah, so what makes this combination lock the worst I've ever encountered. Even, I would honestly say, this is even worse. This is at least as bad as when you realize you have a Master Lock 175 clone and you can bypass it with a sheet of metal. Because at least a lot of people still don't know about that bypass or how this works. This is, if you've ever decoded a lock ever, it was 361, you normally would have that extra step where it's like, yeah, I'm going to try it, but it doesn't. But no, the divots line up where the numbers, so the divots that line for the actuators stay the same. The numbers just simply change. Again, in most locks, even with the 175, the divots that line up are usually on an offset. So they're usually off by between like 3 to 6 numbers. And that's how you would know. So literally, as LRG once said, these type of locks are literally a peace of mind for this machine. It has nothing to do with actual security. How much, do you know how much this thing originally probably cost?
I don't know exactly, but a good estimate would be somewhere in the range of $8,000 to $12,000.
Right, that's a lot of dough. So I'm going to move the camera and probably have to reset it.
And
again.
that's in 1987, $88. So.
Right. That's not even adjusted for inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So what my theory is that either, which could be, is that one, and the camera just conked out, so just deal with me for a moment, is that either A, despite all the amazing engineering, no one actually cared about the security on this thing, or, which is what I'm more thinking of, because this is very common not only with modern computers, but with gun locks. And we even saw this on the episode where we covered the club, where simply this machine was already expensive enough as it is. I actually also have an idea if we want to extend this episode a little bit further. But give me a moment. And what they simply did was, I don't even think they were like, get the cheapest. I think what they literally did was this type of lock design, this type of flaw was like that, starting particularly 175s were discontinued. So basically, most of those type of combination locks were going to go into a fire pit somewhere, and they were like, well, we can get 8 million of these for free, and then they threw them in here. You know, as the Lamb Chop song goes, they threw it in there not knowing what it was, and so now your $8,000 computer is compromised by one thin twangy boy that you can literally make out of any soda or beer can. So this was going to be a short episode anyway. We've basically done this for like basically an hour. But if you don't mind, Sirocyl, I want to try one more thing. It's not a disassembly or anything like that, right?
There's also one thing I'd like to try.
Sure, yeah.
Just a brute force kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to do all the numbers like in order, but I'm just going to feel and see if there's an obvious tension on.
Yeah, if you can feel the gate or not.
Open that and then pull up on there. And I'm just going to put these over. Yeah, there's actually, I think.
You can feel where the gap is.
So maybe if I click this one number over, and keep in mind, I'm not actually looking at the code. Actually, I will, but just because...
I can read the numbers. Right now it's on all zeros.
All zeros, okay.
Because there's a delay there, but I can read it too.
So... Yeah, it doesn't give any obvious tension when you're pulling on it. So they at least got that part right.
Yeah. Believe it or not, again, as I showed with the, where did I put it? I believe this is called the 875 because my brain's a little drunk. I haven't been drinking. It's just I've had that type of day. Funny enough, most of the single gate ones, including the 175s, don't have a feel problem. Funny enough, when the problem is not even putting false gates in a wheel. The problem with the 875 and derivatives is that they put a false gate on every single wheel, and that's actually why you can feel for an obvious one. It's the same thing with this with this 5-word, as shout out to Rex from DCG 212. Sorry, yeah, 212 word. Combination lock here. There's almost I think there's at least one false gate on each false number, and so that means you can feel the difference between the true gate and the false gate. Because if they only did that, let's say on each wheel they had between 5 to 7 false gates, you wouldn't be able to quite feel for it. But because it's on every single one, that's how you can feel for it. So, as we said in the episode when we covered these, this is actually a great way of a great idea of 1 step forward, 8 steps back, where you basically are worried so much about security that you make the security even worse. So, if you don't mind, and it's up to you, I want to try one last thing here, just to make the episode a little longer, and then we'll go and we will raid a channel on Twitch and stuff. And again, thank you for everyone watching. We're not going yet. I just want to try one thing. It'll probably take like 5-7 more minutes at max. But I just want to say again that if you like the content on the show and you want to see more Masters of Unlocking, our next one's going to be in, I'll say it again, but in May. It'll be on May 2nd. You can hit that bell on YouTube and click like, share, and subscribe on Twitch D Live and YouTube. Also, we're on Facebook, PeerTube, and we're on a bunch of different things. And we get notifications as we have so. And I thank you for everyone who's been following us. But I want to try one thing because I don't think I've ever had you decode a lock before.
I never have.
So my thing is that because I was only half paying attention, walk me through how you removed it. I will I will set show me how you set the numbers. I'll set it and then scramble it and stuff, and then I will show you how to decode, and you'll see what I mean.
So first, this has to be set to the proper combination.
Check out this watch.
Oh yeah. So yeah, don't mind my watch.
Yeah, it's on a delay, so it's still there. Yeah, I know this is such an odd angle.
6 and
See, the sad part is when you're not training at tool and stuff like that. I could also have just decoded it again. I know it was 3 something, but that you're often decoding. It's just like when they teach you how to crimp wires, and you're doing it like upright where you can see everything. But then, like in the field, you're crimping wires like underneath your legs, upside. Like in lockpicking, you're often doing the lockpicking at such odd angles that hurt your back.
Right. So just to go through it,
Yeah.
first you have to get the screws out from the bottom of the computer, and then you pop the top open, and the keyboard should just come out. So there might be a couple of clips, so it's always a good idea to just feel it around and make sure. Usually this corner comes up easier.
Another hallmark of this machine is they literally designed this so it's so easy to take apart.
Yeah, it was meant to be field serviceable, but it's been a bit less than stellar in that regard as far as I've...
Well, again, it's the same way how this is supposed to be the lightest and portable technology, and yeah.
Well, yeah.
The time period, you know?
And then you get a number 2 screwdriver, Phillips, and it goes
that
right
one
to
screw?
that screw here.
This is really awesome. I'm going to say it at the
bad,
end too, but thank you so much for allowing us to do this on the show. Awesome. Now, I guess I take the cover off of this?
You don't know.
Oh, no? Okay. Need to keep the cover on. Okay.
Yeah, the cover wasn't actually supposed to come off. It broke.
Gotcha. Oh, that's the plastic piece. Got it.
So
Okay.
on the back side,
Yep.
there's that. You just
okay.
click it down and over.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay?
Now it's in set mode.
Okay. And then I put it back to unscramble it, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. So he's looking away. They can actually see it on the camera. Now I'm just going to set it to a combo here. Let's see. An odd number here. Not literally an odd number. And now I'm going to pushing that lever up and over will set properly, right? And so that is the super secret combo here. And now I'm going to re-scramble the wheels. And they are properly scrambled. If they were more scrambled, we could serve them next to pancakes. And put that in. And there was this screw over here. And it goes in that hole. And now I'm going to do my other good skill, which is screwing holes. If I can, yeah, there. It's magnetic. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's magnetic. That's one thing that the screwdriver has over me. Mine is not magnetic. And international standards apply, so righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Wonder who doesn't do that. I think they're called like Al-Qaeda or something. And be able to, oh, you want to put the keyboard back? Okay, just, you don't care about the ribbon, right?
It just has to go down.
Okay. Yep. Modular. See if I actually. There we go. So now it is in, and then we can just close this. Close properly, yep. And I can't open it for beans.
Okay.
When you press on it, I can't open it for beans. Yeah, because that is not the right combo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's shut.
Yep. Okay. So he has never done this before, ever.
Okay.
So as I said, decoder tool. You can get these online. They're usually you're mainly paying for the handle. This is Sparrow's. The Ultra Decoder is probably the cheapest one I can find online. That has a full size handle at because you know you don't have an identity without a handle. It usually sells for $12. Sometimes you see it's $14. Peterson probably is like $8 million. They make a lot of survival places just sell it with a little hump of metal at the bottom. And again, as I showed on the previous episode, you can literally get any soda can. Beer cans are even better because beer cans, for some reason, are thinner pieces of metal. Cut this same wedge shape out, straight line, a little slant down, straight down, and add a little bit at the end for grip, and have the same decoder, so you can literally make one at home for like $1. So what you're gonna do is it's going to be at an angle. You and put at an angle, and you're just feeling up and down these right side of the wheel. So you're just going to root, and you're going to feel it. You're not putting it in. You're just going to move it over. So you see how I'm sliding back and forth?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing that with it. And you'll notice that is smooth, right? And so if it's smooth, that means move the wheel either down or up. I find it easier to curve them, to do them down, because stupidity.
I think I got it.
So
I
just want to zoom.
Smooth.
Once you'll feel it go in at a depth, and I'll tell you it's a little at an off angle. That's why we usually angle it, because we want the edge tip to catch in.
Okay.
So you're not trying to catch it with the tip, and don't push really hard. It's really light. You'll feel it dip in. Wait on, put it in. Here's, instead of holding it that like straight on, angle it like this.
Okay.
I think you might feel something there. Angle. Right side of the wheel.
I need to get there.
Yeah, I know. I'm shocked I can do this without my glasses.
Yep.
And then I would say try that first wheel again. Did you feel that?
Oh.
That's a catch. Try that first wheel again and see if you get the same catch. If not, then keep spinning it.
Yep.
Same catch. Try the last number. Again, he's never done this. You just do it one number until that catches. Yep, there you go.
Huh.
And again, I'm doing it slow for demonstration purposes and the odd angle. That's how fast you can do that. So yeah, congratulations, sirocyl, on your first ever decoded lock on the most. I can't think of it. You did your first one is on the most retro thing that you literally bought.
Case closed.
And this one was like, yay! So yeah, I guess overall, as I attempt to do this without the camera bugging out, that's I'm gonna go back to face cam. That's again, this is a very short episode. That's the end of our episode here for Master of Unlocking. Again, sorry, this is here's innuendo 8,000,010. I'm sorry, it's so short. This normally doesn't happen to me. Normally, I get nervous and and there's other things going on and like stress and it's what I ate this morning and everything. What are you looking at on your phone? So that's our episode of Master of Unlocking here. So let's quickly go over what we learned. We learned about in general how combination lock works. Again, a refresher. Again, we have an older episode of Master of Unlocking where you can go and check that out. Where I covered all these other locks here. I showed that this has a combination lock. Like a lot of computers had a lot of tubular combination and normal pin tumbler locks for things like locking out the access to the hard drive or to turn the machine on or keyboard access. And this is one of the crappiest ones ever because, as I explained, the actual indents that are used to line up to the bar for the actuator, they don't move. The wheels change. On modern ones, even the Master Lock 175, which you can bypass in 2 seconds, this is at least as bad because for anyone who just knows how to feel wheels, again, you just make this out of a soda can and you feel for it. Normally they would be at an offset, so you'd still have to go through wheel combinations after you find all the wedges. This is just right there. You just saw I taught sirocyl literally in a couple of seconds how to do it, and he opened it in a couple of seconds. So again, for a $8 billion laptop from the 80s, this was way more for a peace of mind. It's like the same way I guess they said like combination lock for physical security in the same way they say on master locks pin tumbler core for pick resistance, which it's like that doesn't mean you have a pin tumbler core. Cool, that doesn't mean anything. you know, that's like it's like pants with 2 whole legs for fire resistance. Just because you have your pants have 2 leg holes does not mean they're fire resistant. And then Sirocyl gave an awesome just tour about kind of what this machine was and also like how the lock mechanism is secured in here and how you reset and everything. And so once again, I want to thank and wish everyone thank yourself for showing off this machine. I'm pretty sure this is not the last time you're going to see this machine on a DCG 201 stream. And I'm also pretty sure that that's not the last. I'll put it this way. I think hopefully this won't be the only episode where the Toshiba 5200 is not on fire. But especially in the presence of N Commander, if you've ever seen his Twitter. That, there's always between N Commander and Jack, that's always a possibility. Speaking of there, hijack. So what we're going to do here, and not hijacking, I literally said hi space Jack. So what we're going to do now is I just want to quickly remind again that, again, one of the reasons why we're able to take apart this old machine is because of right to repair, with the vague kind of semi-laws that we have. Repair. And right now, the people at iFixit, which is one of the companies that made the tools, or organization that made the tools that Sirocyl used to take this machine apart, they have set up a whole petition because they want better laws and federal laws so that we actually have the ability that when machines break that we can investigate how they're broken. Because I've often taken things apart, see how it's broken, realize I can't afford it, and I go to the repair shop and tell them the exact problem and they give me the part and I buy it or they repair it. Like just because you can open the machine and oh my god doesn't mean that I'm not going to spend money. Like that's not we're looking at you, Apple, in 2 days. So yeah, so that's sort of the website there. And again, even when we're not streaming, if you do like this show and you like this content, you can check us out at defcon21.org, which Sirocyl, by the way, also built that website. He's literally the living infrastructure of DCG 201. And I also just put the link tree with all of our social media because, again, if even we're not alive, you can follow us as Sirocyl sets his Predator explosive machine. You can follow us on Twitch, share, and follow us on Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. We're also on a bunch of other platforms that's on that link tree. And, when we're live streaming, we do cheer you on, but, you can follow us anytime and still get notifications for when Master of Unlocking and stuff happens, as well as other shows like Archvile Linux Perspective, Circuit Breakers, or meetings and certain specials. I can say for Master of Unlocking, our next episode should be on May 2nd. Now, I'm going to give a pre-thing here. It's going to be May 2nd and May 16th. Remember, we're the first and third Sunday of every month. May has like a little appendix at the end where it technically goes on for like 5 weeks. There will be no episode on the 30th. We're taking a break. We then resume on June 6th. So there's not going to be 3 episodes of Master of Unlocking next month. There's still only 2. First and third Sunday, so the 2nd and the 16th. And I hope to see you on the 2nd. Our meeting in May will be on the 21st, which we're still working on details for, and hopefully I'll have a better haircut. And I do have another show coming up on the 24th called Crypto Barons, and I'm currently setting up. But all I will say is that it will be very much focused on the garden state. The garden state of growing things, especially pulling out a lot of weed. Perfect timing. So what we're going to do now is we are going to look for a cool thing on, if you're on Twitch, we're going to go raid a channel. So I'm going to check Twitch right now. If anyone in this short amount of time, it's going to be like 30 seconds or so. If anyone has any questions about what we did, combination locks, lock picking, why my hair is so bad, why is Sarah still sitting here so awesomely, very patiently, and what was G.I. Jack doing trying to like listen to an iPod dancing around lasers Ocean 11 style, you can ask us in chat. Because I forgot to mention before, I love, even though I'm blind as a bat reading it, I love talking to people in chat. So if you ever have any questions on any of our shows, please let us know. But we also know, because sometimes I'm really shy, we have lurkers. We love our lurkers. As I always say, keep lurking and keep learning. So let's see, what is, that's my pants getting stuck. Let's see what's going on right now. There's actually a lot of things streaming. There's streaming competition going on. That might be interesting. Let's see. There's some video games. There's okay. All right, screw that. Even though there were some predominant people, if I can, we are going to raid this stream because ironically enough, it's DEF CON groups related. So everyone on Twitch, I hope you say hi to these people. They're doing a really cool hardware soldering thing. And if I can raid them, I hope to check them out. So we're going to do the raid in a moment. So again, everyone on Twitch, say hi to the person we raided. Again, even if you're not on Twitch, if you're on DLive, YouTube, Facebook, condolences. Diode Zone, we love you folks. Or if you're one of those ninja spies and watching us on Tor through Invidis, thank you for watching the stream. Again, this was Master of Unlocking. I am Sidepocket, one of 2 co-founders of DCG 201. We're going to be making that mistake a lot. And mainly me, because I have a memory of a goldfish. And you can check us at defcon201.org or any of our social media that I posted. That's it for Master of Unlocking. I will see you on May 2nd. For the next Master of Unlocking, I will see you this Saturday on April 24th, which has another meaning for me I'm not going to say on air, but I will see you there for Crypto Barons, and we will see our next meeting next month on May 21st. So hope you learned a lot today. Thank you again, sirocyl, for bringing out this Toshiba 520. He's going to throw it at me afterwards to kill me when we're done. Hack the Planet, Dirty Jersey represent, and remember, I've seen a lot of combination locks in my day, and that is the shittiest, shittiest combination lock I've ever seen. It's basically the 175's cousin in that regard. Enjoy the music. Say hi to the raid on Twitch. Peace, guys and gals. All you key pins and driver pins. See y'all. Enjoy the music. Bye.